The Canon 35mm f2 IS lens is a mid-priced prime lens with the widest maximum aperture of f2 and image stabilization. This is a fantastic lens, however, before you rush out to buy this lens, there are some pros and cons you should be aware of. So let's look at the pros of the Canon 35mm f2 IS lens. Number 1. It's sharp, but not too sharp. Super sharp lenses show minute details such as spots, pimples, blemishes and variations in skin tone, therefore they are not ideal for portrait photography. That said, you still need a sharp lens for portraits, otherwise the photos are too soft. The key is getting a lens that is sharp, but not so sharp to show the blemishes etc, and this is where this lens sits. Number 2. It's small and lightweight. I needed a small and lightweight 35mm lens, and this fits the bill perfectly. Whilst the lens is small, it is not so small that changing from AF to MF and then manually turning the focusing ring is cumbersome. Some lenses are too small to use manual focusing quickly and efficiently, however, this does not apply to this lens. The size of the lens means it doesn't intimidate models, and I can get in nice and close and stick the lens right in front of the model and they barely batter an eyelid. Number 3. It's well made. Even though the Canon 35mm f2 IS isn't an L series lens, it is still exceptionally well made. This lens not only looks like it is tough and durable, but it also feels like it too. This lens feels nice and solid and is pretty much bulletproof. This lens is top quality and almost to the same standards as an L series lens, but not quite there. Basically, for the money, you won't get better value. Number 4. The f2 aperture. The f2 aperture is fast, and shooting wide enables me to capture a tack sharp subject against a nicely blurred out background, even when there is not the space available to pull the model away from the background to create a bit of distance. This lens is also plenty sharp enough used at wide apertures, and the bokeh is gorgeous. An f2 aperture obviously isn't as wide as the 1.4, but it is still plenty wide enough for portraits and the type of shots I like to capture. Number 5. The image stabilization technology. Many photographers don't think you need image stabilization on the 35mm prime lens, however I have to say I disagree. The image stabilization means I can shoot at slower shutter speeds and still get tack sharp handheld shots when light levels start to fade. It is also great for photos in alleyways, under bridges, in the shadow of buildings and all other places where light levels are restricted. Okay, so we've highlighted the pros of the Canon 35mm f2 IS lens, but what about the cons of this lens? After all, no lens is perfect, right? Let's look at the cons of the Canon 35mm f2 IS lens. Number 1. It's not an f1.4. When it comes to portrait photography, it generally is a case of the wider the better, and whilst this lens is wide enough for most situations, there are times when you really need a lens that will open up just that tiny bit more to f1.4. Number 2. It's not an L series lens. L series lenses are awesome. They are made from the best materials, they contain the best optics, and they are weather sealed. L series lenses are the ultimate, but this lens isn't one. That's not to say it isn't very well made or have good optics though, it just means it isn't quite up there with the L series lenses. Number 3. It doesn't come with a lens bag. A minor point, but it is annoying when you go and drop a few $100 on a lens and then have to get your wallet out again and buy a lens bag or lens case. This lens doesn't come with any type of lens bag or case, so you need to factor this into the cost when you buy one. So to recap, the pros of the Canon 35mm f2 IS lens are, and the cons of the Canon 35mm f2 IS lens are. So there we have it, the pros and cons of the Canon 35mm f2 IS lens. All things considered, this lens is a cracking lens, and if it suits your shooting style and the subject matter, one I highly recommend. Is the Canon 35mm f2 IS lens for you? Only you can answer this. However, before making your final decision, I suggest you take a trip down your local camera shop, try one out, take a few test shots and see for yourself. If you've reached the end of this footage, thanks for taking out the time to do so, and I hope you found my ramblings useful, or even interesting. Please feel free to share, like or comment on this footage as you see fit. Thanks.